Yeah, have you seen that new Applebee's commercial?
No.
Oh yeah, no, there's a new Applebee's commercial where they be like, it's like date night and we're going to Applebee's. And it's like, but I don't consider Applebee's like the date night spot though. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I understand. For some people, that legitimately is a very romantic and very expensive date night. You know, getting something from the 2 for 20 meal
Yeah.
menu. But it's like Applebee's though. It's like that's where I believe a good first and second date should happen. You know,
Yeah.
like Applebee's, because it's like you can get a lot of stuff for fairly cheap, and if things don't work out well, you know what's the worst that's happened? You spent like $40 in total. That it could be worse. But it's like if that's date night though, it's like nah. You know I believe date night should be. I'm not saying go to like the most expensive like 4-star Michelin, 5-star Michelin, however high the Michelin rating goes, whatever number of stars. It's, I think 5-star Michelin. You know, not asking you to go to a 4 or 5-star Michelin, but you know, like the nice steakhouse, not like Longhorn or something like that. No, I'm talking about like the local steakhouse. You know, the proper local steakhouse. They got the proper draft beer, you know, and the good wine and the good shit like that. Or you know, a very nice upscale restaurant. I mean, like a 2-star, like at least a 2 regular star, or like a 2 Michelin star, which would be like what 5 diamond, I think is what they call them. So, or like a 4 diamond star, or a 4 diamond restaurant. It's like that's a good place. It's like you get fancy, your girl gets fancy, you know. She had to get her hair done, her nails did. You went to the barbershop, got a very nice clean shave, got the spiffy hair, you got the suit on, like the good suit. You know the one that you only break out for like weddings suit.
Yeah.
You know you got your shoes shine. She got the good nice high heels on. You know the foreign stilettos. She got the sexy dress on. You know, she got the nice necklace on. You got the perfect black tie, you know, on. Or if you're really fancy, you got the black bow tie.
Yeah.
This is the one time where you actually went out and asked to borrow, you know, your cousins or your brothers or whoever, you know, got the actual Rolex. You know, you asked to borrow the Rolex. You know, so you don't look cheap this date, because it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. Good food, good lady company, and hell, maybe even a good ending if everything goes perfect. You get in your Civic, because unfortunately, I mean, you're still driving a Civic, man. That's the best you got. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't rent a Cadillac for this night, but you know what? We tried, man. You at least made sure to get this thing interiored. You made sure to wash the car first, get it detailed. And that's the best you can do right now, because it's a Civic, man. But you made sure, but you know, hey, listen, you gotta know where to put the money in. Unfortunately, we can't rent Cadillacs tonight. It's whatever, but you know what? We try. But you know what you do? You go down to the flower shop. You get her a nice bouquet of beautiful roses. You come to the door with that. You know, you knock on the door. It's 6:30 right now. Alright? Knock on the door. She opens it, and you go, "Madam, you look beautiful tonight. These are for you." She's knocked off her feet by this gesture. It's so romantic. Hey, she takes him inside, puts him in water, and then you both leave. You open the door. You open the passenger side door to your Civic like a gentleman. She steps in. You get in the car. You close the door. You get in the car. You go to the restaurant. Y'all have a beautiful night. You know, maybe drink some champagne. You know, have a nice glass. You know, but you definitely have some nice wine. Maybe crack open the champagne. I don't know. Then, you know, you tip the waiter. You know, a solid 50. Give him a solid 50 cent. Thanks, man. You made this a beautiful night you know, for me and my beautiful lady. And this is for you. And she sees like, wow, this man is tipping he's tipping a 50 or even a 100. It's especially cool if you tip him 100. It's like, so this is for you. Because you made this such a beautiful night, I feel like I'm very generous. I will give you 100. Some people give you 50 in this case. Nah, I'm giving you 100. and she think, damn, this man is rich. He tipping the wait staff good. Why? Because he knows you treat your wait staff good. That means you're a good person, and you respect people who help you. That's a man you want to be with right there. Then, stand back. This is the entire story, man. Anybody who wants dating advice, legitimately, it's like good shit right here. But so you go back to the parking lot since you already gave the keys to the valet. You tip the valet a nice crisp 50. Why? Because you can. Not that you need to. A 20 is good enough, but no, you tip him a crisp 50. And then you go back to her place. Yes. Of course, you open. By the way, while you're in the parking lot.
And to be
Of course.
continued.
Yeah. So of course, you know you. So of course, you went to the trouble of opening the lady's door again and closing it like a gentleman.
Yeah.
And then you drive her back to her place. You let her out, and you walk into the door again, like the gentleman you are, and you go, "Madam, tonight was fun," and the evening is getting late because now you look at the clock and it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and she's like, "Oh, but at least won't you come?"
You cut out again.
So like, yeah, no, sorry, I accidentally unplugged my mic. And she's like, "At least won't you come in, to say use the washroom or to have at least something to help steady your nerves as you drive." And that's the moment, boys. That's the moment. I ain't going home I'm not going home to my apartment, or that shouldn't be the moment when you go home to your apartment. But so she invites you in. And, you get to talking. You maybe have a little bit more wine with the lady, and then things start getting hot and heavy, kind of quick. It starts off subtly. Nice suggestive looks, and you acknowledge these suggestive looks. Why? Because you're a man of culture, and you know how to read the damn room for once. Your awkwardness has finally disappeared. Why? Because you got that Rolex and the good looks on. You bold tonight, boys. You bold. So then, what happens is that she gives you those suggestive looks, and you go, "Man, I think we've had enough to drink tonight." He goes, "I suppose you're right, but with all the drinking we've been doing, I don't believe it's safe for you to go home driving." And you go, "Oh no, it's all right. I'll take a taxi, as I'm a responsible person." And she's like, "But why don't you just stay that night here?" And there you go. The invitation. And you go, "No, I can't. A man and a woman in the same apartment with so much alcohol, Lord knows what could happen. And I'll feel guilty for doing something wrong, immoral. If it's like."
God damn it, you cut out again.
In a place that I won't step over my wire because I keep on getting very close to stepping over it, and I just did right there. I'm trying to yeah. 6 foot of wire. Yeah, 6 foot of wire is great, except
continue the story.
when it falls over. Alright. So, here was I. Oh yeah. So, you don't want to do something immoral. And she goes, "It's alright if things get a little immoral. I think I can handle myself." It's like, oh, she feisty still though. It's like, alright, bet. So she leads you to the bedroom. Y'all slowly get dressed. You slowly get undressed. And shit goes right from there. You wake up in the morning. You look at the clock. It's 8 a.m. You wake up. So you wake up now. You look over on your arm. It can be your left or your right. Depends on which side of the bed you happen to crash on in this case.
Yeah.
You see that she's still there on your arm. You wake up. You decide, you know what? I'm going to do something nice still. And what you do is you get up. You find where you put your drawers. Because you're not doing this shit commando. You're not going to a date commando. Okay? For the simple fact of, do you know how itchy polyester can be on your balls? It is annoying. Okay, so whatever you do, don't go to a date like this wearing polyester pants and nothing else on, or polyester pants for your lower half and your socks and your shoes and nothing else. You need underwear for this. And make sure that's not like the skid mark stained tidy whities that you had. It's just college. No. But then you go to the kitchen. You go to her kitchen. You take one of the roses out of the water that she put in last the water from that bouquet that you watered last night. You take one. You take a small glass, a small lavender glass, and you put a single rose in there. All right. Then you go ahead and you make breakfast. You make her a nice cup of coffee. If you can make some flapjack, or you need to make some flapjacks. So all you need is flour, butter, or a little bit of baking powder. If you want a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of sugar. You need a little bit of sugar though. And bam, Bob's your uncle. Okay.
Yeah.
So you make, flapjacks and coffee in bed, and then heck, if you put a little bit of bacon in there too. Put the bacon on the side, and of course you have to do it with the classic sunny side up eggs. The classic. You're giving her a proper full breakfast in bed. Why? Cause she a classy lady. She with you. And you a proper gentleman. You don't let a lady go hungry.
Yeah.
Now, unbeknownst to you, she wakes up. She smells the breakfast cooking, and she think, oh, this man didn't just wake up and ditch my ass, like most people would do. Why? Because they sleazy. Okay. So then what you do now after that is you get a nice tray. If she has like a proper tray to serve breakfast in bed, use that. If she's got just like a very large like tray that isn't like a cookie sheet, use that instead. All right. So what you do is you serve her first. You make only breakfast for her first, and then you make your own. Okay.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You may or may not be sharing her breakfast. She may or may not share her breakfast with you. So, and remember, for the pancakes, I forgot to say this. For the pancakes, you don't go cheap and it's like 1 pancake, 2 pancakes. No, you make it a small stack, so like 5 of these flapjacks with a nice bit of butter on top and a small container of maple syrup on the side. Because you don't know, does she take pancakes with a lot of syrup or little syrup? But so you bring it on the side so she can add as much or as little as she likes. Also, just in case things get a little bit saucy later. I'm just saying. So, there you is. You're bringing breakfast in bed. You go, good morning, madam. You look as radiant as last night. Because nothing flatters a girl like that. And she goes, well, good morning. Oh, you made me breakfast in bed. And you went, yes, I did. And you present it to her. You give it to her. And then you go, I shall be right back. I shall quickly make me a small bit of breakfast as well, and we'll sit here and enjoy life. You enjoy each other's company like that. And she go, and then this is where things might go. She goes, oh, okay. And she starts eating without you. That's not a bad sign. That just means that she needs that little bit. She's just gonna savor of that little bit more, because like, wow, he's considerate. He's making sure that I get fed first. He's a very caring person. He wants to make sure that the lady of the house is taken very well care of. That's a very rare thing to find a man these days. I'm so lucky to have found this very caring, compassionate man. Alright? Or she can go, but why don't you just share mine? And then she knows, like, wow, this man is selfless. He wants to make sure that I eat first, just before putting his needs up. He puts my needs above his. He's so selfless. Wow, this is a very good man. And there you go. And then things happen like that. There you go. You're in a relationship. You're in a love relationship. 2 years down the line, Then you gotta you someplace, and you pretend to go down and tie your shoes, and you come up with a little box with her. You come up with a little box and you present to her, and you say, whatever the girl's name is. So in this case, I'll just go at Madeline because that's the first name I could think of. So it's like down on one knee, right? And you just go, Madeline, will you please marry me? And it's all like, oh yes. He's like, yeah, there you go. By the way, everything I just read there is from the Big Book of Cliches. I mean, it's still a nice thought. I mean, it's still a nice thought though. It still is like, that's how you be a proper gentleman though. I mean, it's still true, but damn, it's cliche as hell. Although you're very lucky that I didn't go with the cliche proposal. Say, so you go to the park. So you ask your lady. So in this case, screw it, I'm covering it like that too, because why not? So you decide to invite Madeline out to the park late night. Because the park is beautiful late at night. Or like just near twilight. So you invite her out. You say, oh no, it's not gonna be a major thing. We're just gonna, maybe hit up like a small, nice, like distillery that I know near the park, and then we'll just walk around in the late air night. So you go to this little distillery place or whatever, or this nice little dive or whatever it is, and you have maybe like 1 or 2 drinks, and that's about it. And nothing like strong, we're talking about like a whiskey on the rocks and a gin and tonic, nothing major. And then you go out, so you go into the park, you walk around, you have a beautiful conversation. You end up by the fountain as the lights are finally coming on in the park, because it was not yet dark enough for them to turn on, but it's still bright enough to see very clearly. And then you bring them to the fountain, and you go, well, Madeline, these past 2 years have been a beautiful time together with you. I'm so glad that I met you in whatever way you guys met. You know what I mean? And she goes, I'm so glad that I also matched with you. Screw it, we're gonna say that I'm so glad that I met you on Tinder. And it's like, yeah, I'm so glad that I met you too. This is the, and you go, oh, it looks like my shoes are tied. I'm sorry, give me a second. And then you have her stand in front of the fountain, with her back to the fountain, alright? And you're standing in front of her. And as you're tying your shoe, you quickly, so you finish tying your shoe, right? You put your hand on your knee.
Yeah.
And you quickly dip your hand into your other pocket. You pull out the box and you flip it open to show her the beautiful engagement ring that you got. All right, and then you go, and then you do the thing. It's like, oh my god, yes, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Cliche as hell, but damn it, still nice. Although whenever Hallmark does it, god damn it, do I ever feel like I want to throw up. The Hallmark movies are so saccharine sweet. It's like, oh my god, the orphanage is burnt down. We need to raise money to rebuild the orphanage. And like very cheap tries. Like, no one will ever want these kids anyways. So why don't we just leave it burned down? Hunky hero comes in and says, don't worry, I'll help you rebuild the orphanage. I don't have much money, but I can help you build it. But I can help you physically rebuild it. And it's like, no. It's like, oh, sacchariness. Bullshit. Fuck off.
Okay.
I'm so, by the way, keeping this, and I'm going with the best dating advice, asterisk, according to the Big Book of Cliches in the description.